Again, I don't mind him missing there. His field is telling you that he's going to bowl wide of the off stump, so that's marginal. That's marginal. His length wasn't too bad. He's bowling to his plan. If the execution is just slightly wrong, it'll be a wide. But I like his thinking.
Except he's done it again. It's another wide, Mickey. Do you still like it?
Yeah, I do, because he's getting back to the end of his mark, Nuwan Pradeep. He knows what he wants to do, and he's committing to it. He's committed to his plan.
He bowled 2 wides, Mickey.
Can't like
For goodness
wides.
sake, 2 extra bowlers.
Come on, Mickey.
Guys, we're talking about the process.
I'm talking about the end result.
I know. Remember, the process drives the result.
Yeah. A couple of wides, that's the result. There's the egrets. They've been disturbed, I think, by the lights. Just trying to settle now, trying to sleep. Oh, and Mickey, what do we got there? You like that one?
Imagine if that was a wide.
Nuwan Pradeep knows what he wants to do. You don't mind a guy with a plan, and it was at the second wide. That's tight. That's not a wide. Nuwan Pradeep is so unlucky tonight.
No, it wasn't a wide. That was the third one. Might have been a nick there. Nope, it was certainly a noise. Hit the gloves hard at the end.
Hazy, did you hear someone cheering?
19 overs gone, 180 for 7. Six balls, that's what we got left in this innings. Stallions got themselves in a strong position now. We were talking earlier today that that number around about the 170 mark was going to be a challenging one. 180 for 7. An opportunity to play against 6. Oh, that's gone straight over top of the stumps, I think.
Well, this is the price the Tuskers are paying for those 2 wickets lost. Dhananjay De Silva and Tisar Pereira of 2 consecutive balls. Nuwan Pradeep has been excellent, but he's been very unfortunate. Well, Mickey, you're talking about the process. Take us through.
Yeah, well, have a look. 38% in the Yorker area, 42 in the slot, 10% just back of a length. Clear what his plan is, and it's all on the offside. Point being there is all you can ask of your bowlers is that they have a plan when they go out. They set the field accordingly. At the back of their run-up, they decide what they're going to bowl. They commit to that plan, and then there's nothing. Then if it goes slightly wrong, you can't help it. I just like the fact that there's a process, there's a method, and there's some thinking in what they're trying to do.
And I'm pleased for you.
And we're only teasing you.
Thank you, Hazy. Where are those birds of yours again? Where are those egrets? What?
Ah, there they are. There they are, Mickey. They want to have a little nap. Look at them. Okay, 4 balls left now. Full toss, hammered away. really well done. That is outstanding. It is something they practice, but Gunaratne has done superbly.
Great presence of mind. And that is Asela Gunaratne, I think, on the boundary and cover. Just made sure that he threw it back, just composed himself, came over the line. Good work. But this is really a strong comeback by the Tuskers. When you looked at where the Jaffna Stallions were, they've come back very, very strongly. Another look. Take a look at how he composes himself. Knows that he's almost at the edge. Throws it back. And then quickly recover. So, another wicket down for the Stallions. That's a confirmation that it's a legal ball.
That was a brilliant catch. Absolutely brilliant. No problem whatsoever with the feet by the advertising triangle. He knew he was in trouble at that stage. Has to get off the ground again. There we go, back on the ground. Superb. It's pretty tight in delivery. Bit of fire behind that one.
Yeah, and these two guys, Shinwari speaks Pushto as well, so there'll be a little bit of competition. Full toss just outside the off stump. Beautifully caught. Great presence of mind there by Asela Gunaratne. And this doesn't happen by chance. These guys practice it day in and day out.
2 balls left. Slow delivery that time. And 4 runs the result.
Shinwari saw it. The slow bounces seem to be something that the bowlers love to use all the time, just bowling into the pitch. It took an age to reach him. I think the question is he asking the umpire whether it was a wide or not?
No, he was asking the umpire if that's one for the over, because if it is one for the over, he can't bowl another short ball, so then he knows what's going to come.
So here we go. This is the last ball of the innings. It is a very good total, this. Stallions will have to bowl with a ball that's going to be a little bit slippery with the dew. That's hard. Into the foot, into the ground as well, I think. Thought about asking for the catch, not to be in the end. They might be sending that upstairs to have another look. They're going to have a chat, actually, the 2 umpires. So there's every chance they're going to send this up to the 3rd umpire, the TV umpire, to get confirmation of this. Let's have a look and see what the signal is after they give the TV signal as well. Soft signal or not? He thinks not out.
Yeah, straight into the ground. That's not even close. Ground, pad, straight back up to the bowler. Naveen, not out.
It really doesn't make much of a difference because they never got a run off it. 185 for 8. So it has to be not out. But the good thing for the Tuskers is that they'll take these last 3 overs with them because they really came back strongly. The last 3 overs, 15 runs. 185 for 8. Is a very good return for them from where Thisara and Dhananjay took the Stallions to.
I think that's just above par, actually. I think this is going to be a good game. A real good chase on the cards here for Kandy Tuskers.
Yeah, one of the challenges is going to be if they can grip the ball properly when they do bowl later on, but this is some of the work that we saw from Tuskers Pereira, 68 off 28 deliveries, that's all. He was just hammering to all parts, 5 sixes and 5 fours. This really was special. Continuing from yesterday where he scored that magnificent 97 off 44 deliveries. He really is in a nice little vein of form. And 5 fours, this really was special. Continuing from yesterday where he scored that magnificent 97 off 44 deliveries.
Everything that Thisara touched turned to goal, 68, and look at the number of balls he's used. Dhananjay De Silva equally good, supported him 61 of 38, and this innings was all about that, and some support at the top by Banuka, 15 of 23. 185 for 8, the Jaffna Stallions.
135 runs scored off the last 10 overs. As we look at what the Tuskers did, you can see they used quite a few bowlers, 7 used in total, and that wickets column 3 for 44 to Naveen Ulhaq. He got a little tap early, in the end going at 11 runs and over, got a little at the death as well, which won't make him very happy, but in the end wickets are important. 3 overs for Gunaratne, 2 for 20. That's a really good return, going at just over 6.5. And right at the top, Patel, 3 overs, none for 14 with 11 dot balls, just over 4.5 for that economy rates. 3 overs for Gunaratne, 2 for 20. That's a really good return, going at just over 6.5. And right at the top, Patel, 3 overs, none for 14. Righto. Halfway through the second game, second of 2 games today. That is what's required. 186 runs required. They need to go at 9.3 runs and over, and they're going to have 20 overs to face. Halfway through the second game, second of 2 games today. That is what's required. 186 runs required. They need to go at 9.3 runs and over, and they're going to have 20 overs to face.
It's the moment we've all been waiting for. A new era of iPhone is here. Pair your new iPhone 12 Pro with U-Mobile for the ultimate unlimited experience now from just 151 ringgit per month with U-Package. Enjoy unlimited high-speed data and calls with our awesome unlimited hero plans today. You'll also enjoy 0% interest and amazing savings up to 1,400 ringgit on your new device. Only with U-Mobile. Enjoy 0% interest and amazing savings up to 1,000.
यार सी प्लस प्लस का मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूँ क्योंकि हमारे सेमेस्टर का हिस्सा है सी प्लस प्लस। मैं इसलिए कह रहा था कि एक दफ़ा सी प्लस प्लस कंप्लीट करने के बाद फिर मैं जावा वाली साइड
Welcome
पे या
back
जो
to
आप कोड
Hambantota,
करते हैं
where
उस
we've
फील्ड में आ
just
जाऊँ।
witnessed a
मतलब
very
फिर आप मुझे
eventful first half
ट्यूटोरियल्स वगैरह बता।
of match 8 in the My 11 Circle Lanka Premier League. Jaffna Stallions electing to bat first. Got to 185 for 8, thanks to a half century by their captain, who's been in really good form, 68 from 28. And Dhananjaya De Silva also having a great partnership with him, one with 118, which really got the Jaffna Stallions out of trouble at one stage. They were 50 for 4 after 10 overs.
Yeah, it was a dull start for Jaffna Stallions, but they finished up very brightly. Unfortunate run out to start with, and of a no ball.
But nothing went right. They looked like they were batting on a minefield. Wickets were falling, runs were not coming. And more drama. Shoaib Malik run out at the bowler's end. The Tuskers were on top. 10 overs for 50, 4 wickets down, but then it all changed. It was just all about the attitude, it was all about the approach. The confidence and arrogance of the captain, along with Dhananjaya De Silva. The Stallions finally started to gallop.
Yeah, it created that fear in the mind of bowlers, didn't he? Forced them to change their line lengths, force them to change their speeds, and really work in the favor of Jaffna Stallions. The runs kept on coming through the captain, and whoever was partnering with the captain, they kept on gathering runs.
They could have gotten more, Jaffna Stallions, when they lost their captain to Sarah Pereira and Dhananjaya De Silva. The last 3 overs only produced 24. So there was a chance to go beyond that 200 mark. But credit to Kandy Tuskers, their bowlers, the outfielding, was able to pull things back. Now it's time for them to bat. Kandy Tuskers will have a huge task. It's not easy batting second, as we've seen.
It's a good attack. Usman Khan Shinwari will lead that attack. He was brilliant yesterday, 3 for 16. Tuan Olivier gives something different. As Tisera Pereira, one into Hasaranga. At the toss, 185, Tisera Pereira would have said yes. Yes, that's what we want.
Kandy Tuskers have batted well in this Lanka Premier League, but this time around, against this attack, they're going to be tested. The openers, they have to bat sensibly. They have to negate any chances of Jaffna Stallion bowlers picking up wickets, and at the same time they have to give the momentum to this innings. Tough ask, but they have to do it if they are to win this game.
Openers for the Kandy Tuskers, Ramanullah Gulbaz, Kusal Pereira, the captain. We'll expect some aggression from Gurbaz because that's how he plays at the top of the innings in T20 cricket. Kusal Pereira might be a little more watchful. He would want to bat deep in this innings, guide his team home. He's been in good form too.
Strengthened with the inclusion of Brendan Taylor. Half century yesterday, straight into it. But Gurbaz has been the man at the top. That strike rate of 158, so crucial. He gets off to a flyer. He lets Kusal Pereira settle. Kusal Mendes is also in good form. So for the Kandy Tuskers, it's got to be done at the top. And the power plays, they've used really well. 69, 67. They have a way to go. Kusal Pereira wanted to field first, saying our strength is our batting.
What will also help this Kandy Tuskers team. There is a little bit of dew, so gripping the ball will become more and more difficult as we go deeper into the night. And we've spoken about it, boundaries not so big, so it's very hard to defend, especially when you have guys who can clear the fence.
Whatever you said makes the job doubly important, especially these two openers. If they give momentum to this innings, keeping wickets intact, yes, we'll have a superb game. Exciting times.
Here's Shinwari. A bit of bounce, the angle as a left-arm seamer. We've seen Munaf Patel extract some lateral movement, so as a fast bowler, you're looking to hit the seam, you're focusing on that length that you want to bowl, that will challenge the defenses of batsmen.
3 overs for 14, Munaf Patel. Yes, he was not express. In fact, gentle medium pace, but he got that ball to move, Guns. That was so important.
Well, that's Shinwari's strength. He's got the knack of getting the ball to wobble in the air, and with that angle he bowls from, it brings a bit of problem for the right-handers, and he's got this ability to bend the ball back into the right-handed batsman. Need to be watchful.
Slip in place. Finds enough bat on this one. It goes high in the night sky, and she flies for 6. Slip in place. Finds enough bat.
Bad at everything.
It goes high in the night sky, and she flies for
Wasn't
6.
all that short. Pitching outside leg stump. Has a go top edge. Who cares? Flies, you said. Flies away.
The bowler does. Jaffna Stallions do. And I'm sure you are backing Jaffna as well. So, are you okay?
Not hiding that.
Mehrul just making the batsman think a bit more whether the ball was coming in or going away with the angle.
They're realizing very quickly that he has to bowl off stump line. Cannot bowl wicket to wicket. If there is a slip in place, you've got to give yourself as a bowler a bit of chance to get the edge of the bat.
Third man, deep square leg. There's also a slip. Partnerships between these two for Kandy Tuskers. 75 versus Colombo, 22 versus Gaul, 14 versus Dambulla. Now it's already on to 6.
Sent back. Good call, good decision. Jaffna Stallions lost early wickets. It'll be important for these two to develop a good opening partnership. Had a good start as a pair. In that first game, they produced 75 against Colombo Kings. Gurbaz and his captain, Kusal Pereira. 22 against Gaul. And 14 against Dambulla Vikings. So it's been going downwards.
Coach of the Kandy Tuskers, Hashan Tilkaratna. All the coaches got the same look, no hair.
It was a fantastic pair, Hashan, wasn't he? In the air once again. Will that be taken? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And that's a big wicket.
It sure was. Duan Olivier got underneath it. Hands like buckets. Had to wait and wait, but he always looked like he would be picking that one up. Moment he picks it up off the stumps. Eyes on the ball, right underneath it. I'll take that. The Stallions have struck, and you're right, the partnerships are going down. 6 for 1.
boys. Stick without lands, come boys.
The tactical brain behind this Kandy Tuskers team at the crease. Kusal Mendes, Kusal Pereira.
The two Kusals batted well yesterday too. Mendes still underachieved for Sri Lanka. He's a very talented player. Hopefully with age on his side will improve. He's at the non-strikers end as the batsman crossed.
A little bit of a miscommunication there between these two. Good first over for the Jaffna Stallions. Just 7 runs coming from it and a wicket. 7 for 1. Brendan Taylor slated to come in next. Mentioned he had a half century in the last game, played a lot of reverse sweeps, adapted really well to the opposition bowlers and the conditions.
Just the one change the Jaffna Stallions made going into this game. Sri Lanka's leader of the test team, Suranga Lakmal. Leader of the bowling pack, I should say, coming in for Binura Fernando. So that's also another very good option, an international with a lot of experience.
Not the right option, going against the angle of the ball. He was lucky to get away with it initially when the ball went over the boundary line for a 6, but this time around went to the orbit, nicely judged by Oliver, and look at those smiles, telling everything what happened there.
Wrong shot for that length, too full. Should have been looking to hit it a little bit straighter than squarer.
Anything on leg side, just flicking it away. You always get a little bit of shape, Suranga Lakmal.
And he bowls with great control as well.
As captain Sri
Left.
Lanka in Test cricket.
Two different angles these batsmen have to deal with. One left armour, the other one right armour. Different styles of bowling.
Attacking line and a perfect length to the right-hander, bringing all mode of dismissals into play. They're searching for wickets. If they can get early wickets, and especially with the quality of batsmen at the crease, they give themselves a good chance of winning this game and putting themselves under less pressure as a bowling unit.
Bit clumsy by Shoaib Malik.
Red Bull, drink partner of LPL. Picked up nicely. That was sweet as. Goes all the way for 6.
Sure has. Over the hill, sailing to Kandy. So effortlessly picked up by Kusal Mendes. Instinctive. He's a wonderful player. We are still to see the best of him.
He's only faced 3 deliveries and he's already sighting the ball big. It wasn't a poor delivery, just that short, and that was more than enough.
Yep, batting instructions. Well, you can block off the bottom. They've done that. They set the tone all right.
Uppishly, enough bats. Aerial goes over the infield, gets a boundary, a My 11 circle champion shot.
Oh, they're not holding back. They look relaxed. They are smart. If it's in your zone, good players, just let themselves free, and that's what Kusal Mendis is doing. Just reached out a little bit, but just enough bat. Outfield still very, very quick. They're flying now, the Kandy Tuskers. They've forgotten about the wicket they lost early.
Last delivery. Just squeezed through the offside. The chase is on. Gets there. Excellent effort. But it's already an expensive over. Just squeezed through the offside. 15 runs from it. 2 overs gone. 22 for 1.
Kusal Mendis, 14 of 5, looking really, really good, and that will allow Kusal Pereira to settle into the innings. Well, there was a silly mistake that happened in that over which has cost the Jaffna Stallions. Kusal Mendis knocked it onto the onside, and he is a single, and Shoaib Malik misfielded. They came back for 2. Next 3 balls, 6, 4, 2. Continues. Look at Shoaib Malik. Oh dear. Kusal Mendis back on strike. And at the end of the over, sorry Suranga, my fault. He knows, because the next 3 balls went for many. And it's changed the momentum of the game. Silly mistake, little mistake. It matters.
That's what they say. If you want to win a certain game, try and make less mistakes. That mistake was costly.
He'll score twice as many in the next game. Don't worry.
He will. He should. Deep mid-wicket, deep square leg. Shinwari brings the ball back into the left-hander. Fielder, take on. Brilliant. Brilliant catch. Minod Bhanuka. How about that? A game changer.
Well, that ball was traveling. It was timed so well. He just used the pace, used the angle. And that ball was flying. A very little time for the fieldsman to react. How well he grabbed that one. Although he was off balance, but retained the control of that ball. And a big wicket for Jaffna's Stallions. Kusal Pereira, always a big scout. He's removed for 4 runs. It's 24 for 2.
Brendan Taylor, an international player from Zimbabwe, replaces his captain. Has a T20 century, so now is the right time for him to repeat that feat.
Good partnership yesterday between Kusal Mendis and Brendan Taylor. Catchers win matches, they say. Minod Bhanukar, game to forget with the bat, made 15. But it was more a struggle, and when you do something like that for your team, it's a wonderful feeling.
Watchful as you'd expect, but it's the second time we've seen Kusal Perera get out to playing that short delivery early in the innings. In an earlier match, he picked out the fielder in front of square, and this time he was going a little bit straighter. But the brilliance of the catch.
He was sprinting, and that ball was traveling. Shorthand jab, so strong, Kusal Perera. Even the batsman didn't have even a chance to even take 2 steps out of their crease. That's how quickly everything happened.
Bhanukar. Brilliance being shown in the outfield.
The standard of fielding is picking up now in this LPL. The intensity has been raised. There's more commitment from the fielders. They're anticipating hard.
Quiet word from umpire. Pradeep Rambukwala to Shinwari running on the wicket. There we go. In quick time.
What's important when you're taking a catch like that, you've got to keep your eyes on the ball at all times. Try to get in that position where you can present your hands. And once it hits the right part of your hands, you can complete the catch. That's what he did. It's not an easy thing to do. It looked simple, but it's very difficult.
Geez, he's galloping in. Usman Khan Shinwari charging in. He's fired up.
So the reason why I've seen this sort of a dismissal very often in this Lanka Premier League, whenever left-hand batsmen they're looking to execute that throw, they're rolling their wrists and it's going straight to the fielder. Just hook it or try and play all along the ground. Don't involve your wrists.
Two wickets already to Shinwari. Looks quite relaxed. That's the last note on that list of do's from the coach. Be relaxed, have fun. 2 wickets already to Shinwari.
2 wickets. 2 wickets. If you have picked up 2 wickets in 2 overs, you should be relaxed. After 3, 25 for 2.
A lot of work for Kusal Mendis and Brendan Taylor.
Spin introduced, it's Chaturanga de Silva.
A lot of work for Kusal Mendis and Brendan Taylor. Now sometimes your strength could become your weakness, more so as a batsman. Kusal Perera loves to play the ball square of the wicket, whether it's with that horizontal bat shot or even if he's driving the ball on wide deliveries. This guy loves to sweep the ball, whether it's the lap sweep or the slug sweep. This time it's the slug sweep and he gets it off the middle of the bat.
He doesn't hold back. Brandon Taylor. In any kind of situation, he backs himself to play his strokes. That was nicely executed, Sex, from the part of Brandon Taylor.
Early in the over, pressure on Chaturanga. Top edge, he gets away with it. That's running away too. The fielders give up the chase. My 11 circle, champion shot. It's the sweep. He's come out there with his broom, Brendan Taylor.
There is a good exponent of this sweep shot. May it be reverse or conventional sweep or just a dab. Quite prolific.
Scored a major part of his runs in the last inning, sweeping the ball here again. Crouching and keeping very low. Spoke about Kusal Pereira. Take a look at his dismissals. The first, second, and third. All playing to leg with the horizontal bat. Like this man. Goes again. Over the boundary. Another 6 in the over.
No backward step. Step towards the ball. And just helping it on its way. Says so much about your attitude, approach. Mr. Pereira made a difference for his team. Brendan Taylor doing that for his team.
You know, with his intention, not only he has forced the bowler to change his line and length, also he's forcing the bowler to dart the ball in. Working well for Brendan Taylor.
Good finish to the over. 16 from it, 41 for 2. Couple skyscrapers in the innings. Kandy Tuskers will need a lot more like those. Brendan Taylor looks in a no-nonsense mood. Already 17 from 10 deliveries, 2 sixes to his name.
Both these batsmen. Look at Mendes, 14 off 5. Change of end for Suranga Lakmal. Next 2 overs, very important for both teams. Tuskers to try and close up on that gap.
I'm quite impressed with Kusal Mendes. He's an intelligent cricketer, thinking batsman. He can play any situation.
Just look at the comparison. Jaffna Stallions, they were 16 for 1 at this stage. Kandy Tuskers way ahead in terms of runs. So they still got to believe that they can make up and score the necessary runs to get them to that target score of 186.
Yeah, he's batting to come. Those very capable Asela Gunaratna, Sikuke Prasanna, coming to Mendes, Dilruwan Pereira. They do bat deep. But of course, you don't want to be leaving too much for them to do.
Talk about improvisation. And talk about executing a certain stroke with authority.
Well, how do you respond to something like that? Suranga Lakmal looks on in amazement. First thing he does well, he keeps his eyes on the ball, keeps his head down, and he's got good hands to time the bat on ball. Wow, impressive.
Very impressive. Plenty of options. Where do you bowl? They got shots everywhere. 5 sixers in the innings so far. Kandy Tuskers dealing in sixes.
Miscued, up in the air. Will it be taken? Yes! Finally, after conceding a 6, he strikes.
Lakmal will be relieved. That's a big one. Cramped him up for room. The catches are being taken to the relief of the Jaffna Stallions. Told you this, dealing in sixers. He was looking upwards, trying to hit it skywards. Dhananjaya De Silva somehow hangs on to it. Wickets keep falling. These are big wickets. Kusal Mendis gone for 20. Kandy Tuskers are 47 for 3.
New batsman will need some time to get settled. Have a look at the conditions.
Yeah, it's coming to Mendes. He's at the non-strikers end. Good comeback from Suranga Lakmal. Last ball of the 5th over coming up, and it's very, very important.
Cross seam delivery. I mentioned that's a variation that a lot of bowlers use to get a little bit of extra bounce off the seam, the proud seam. This ball's still fairly new, only into the 5th over. So very good from Suranga Lakmal.
Yeah, primitive thinking still works in modern day cricket. If there is a moisture in the pitch, ball cross seam. Good thinking. End of the over, after 5 overs, is 47 for 3.
Buzz, Pereira and Mendes. Kushal Mendes, they're the 3 out at the moment. 47 for 3, 5 overs in. The original rate was 9.3. The required rate from here is just a shade under that. So there's no problem with the rate. But the wickets is a bit of an issue. Losing 3 inside 5 overs is not ideal. Duan Olafia now playing in his 50th T20 match. Wonder if we'll see him a little bit quicker tonight. It's a lovely drive through the covers. That's gone for 4. That's a wonderful way to start the over.
That is really a very good shot, Kamindu Mendes. That's first ball as well. Very, very good cricket shot. In the slot from Dwayne Olafia, but had to be well executed, and he did that.
Wickets seem to be the issue for the Tuskers. They've got some experienced players, and Kusal Mendes' dismissal will be very disappointing. You get a 6 and immediate follow-up is a dismissal. You've spoken about it, get off strike, rotate the strike. That should have been the way to go.
That's Kusal Mendes. He had just hit a great shot for 6. And then getting out next ball. He'll be disappointed with that. He was looking in good touch, as he has this whole competition. He needs to go on now and get a big score. And for Kandy to get close, he needed to get a score.
He's the sort of player that's got to influence games. He's good enough to do that, and he should be doing that. Just a single. That's good fielding. Nice hustling.
The runs are fine as far as the Tuskers are concerned, but this is the time that the Stallions were really stifled and throttled. So at the moment, if a comparison is made, it will look fairly wide. 52 for 3 as against 23 for 2. So in terms of a comparison, the Tuskers are way ahead, but it is what happened afterwards when the likes of Tisera and Dhananjay got together and started taking on the bowling.
Nice and fine, whipped away with experience for 4.
Brendan Taylor's the go-to man for the Tuskers now. He's playing well. He plays particularly well against spin. I'm really looking forward to watching the tussle between Wanindu Hasaranga and Brendan Taylor later. But Kandy Tuskers need Brendan Taylor to go big if they want any chance in this game.
He has to be in this My 11 Circle fantasy team for sure, Brendan Taylor. He's come in just his second game. He's impressed so much.
That's another My 11 Circle champion shot. It's a bit of a rude awakening to the crease for Dwan Olafia. 3 fours. No pace whatsoever from the big man from Yorkshire these days.
Well, the Stallions will have to be mindful. Now, shots like this, overs like this, will only release that pressure that the initial overs created with wickets taken. It would have been perfect for someone like Wanindu Hasaranga to come in with the batsman squeezed and under pressure to try and bowl more dot balls and get wickets. 61 for 3.
Power play 61 for 3. Far off the average so far in this Lankan Premier League. Tisera Pereira now with the ball in his hand. This will be a nice little tussle between Hig and Brendan Taylor. Just another look at our broadcast partners. Sony throughout India, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Maldives, Afghanistan as well, ITN in Sri Lanka, PTV Sports and Geo Super in Pakistan, Sportsmax in the Caribbean, Willow TV in the USA, also our digital partners all over the place. Hope you're enjoying the action coming to you from Hambantota, in the south of the Emerald Isle. Lovely line and length from Tisera Pereira.
Yeah, I do as well. He's running in tonight. I thought he bowled quite well yesterday too. He's hitting just at back of a length, but he's hitting it with meaning. He's not floating the ball up there. This is what we want from Tisera Pereira.
Just the single. It's going to bring Taylor back on strike now. I see Taylor's having a good look at his broom at the non-strikers end. He might have a little bit of a hairline crack in the broom.
One thing that I used to see from Tisera, I remember him playing in the BPL, and he did bowl those death overs. And what he did then, he used to bowl with a very square arm, round arm action, going for those Yorkers at the death, and he was quite good. But he seemed to have just ditched that bowling action and he's bowling differently the way he used to bowl. But I know that it was something that he tried to develop when he was looking to bowl those death overs, which he was to a great extent. He bowled with success.
Yeah, the key is just to keep it simple. If you keep trying to do and trying to recreate your action, etc., keep it simple, hit your area, commit to your delivery. That's all we ask.
Some really good Yorkers that way, and he was very good. In fact, surprised a few people with that to the time that his bowling was struggling a bit. He was always able to get those runs. It was the bowling that really let Tisera down in certain scenarios.
The overseas pros are about passing on some knowledge. Good to see Farm Patan nice and busy with Nabeen or Huck. End of the over. 7 overs gone now, 65 for 3. I think it's worth just dipping in occasionally and just having a look at the situation after 7 overs as we look at that match summary. The bottom line there is important, obviously. 121 required from 78 balls. At the same stage, after 7 overs, the Stallions were 34 for 2. So they're in a lot of trouble, and they started to lose some wickets at this stage as well. So the Tuskers are well ahead. However, there was the onslaught, obviously, from Tesara Pereira in particular that got them to the 185 mark.
Wanindu Hasaranga, the magician.
When Mickey Arthur picked up the mic and said Wanindu Hasaranga, the magician, I was only looking at his eyes. It was it looked so, he looked so excited. Every time Wanindu Hasaranga appears, I think the man that's most excited is Mickey Arthur.
Yeah, I just think he's a wonderful, wonderful cricketer. I think he's going to play a massive role for Sri Lankan cricket going forward.
He's certainly shown us his promise.
Well, that's not a bad shout, actually. I'm not sure they're going to send it upstairs, though. He didn't look all that interested in the end. I'm not sure that was that far away.
But I think Wanindu straight away thought that it was missing the leg stump. His reaction wasn't really enthusiastic.
Wrong un. Perhaps a miss-stumping. Probably a miss-stumping. Just finding the gap past that inside edge.
That is so well bowled. Googly through the gate. Unbelievably bold from Wanindu Hasaranga.
It's the way he disguises. There's hardly any difference between the leg spin and the wrong. Another look. Yeah, it was clearly a mistumping because he was down the pitch. But the wicketkeeper too was deceived.
All our coaching staff at, and I'm talking again with the Sri Lankan cricket team, catch to him. Oh, he has the dismissal. Potentially, probably, yeah, missing, going down. The guys that catch with the mitts to Wanindu, I'm talking David Saker, Grandflower, Shane McDermott. Nobody can pick his googly. He just bowls it so well.
Right, so that one was going down the leg side, missing that leg stump. However, should have picked up a stumping soon after. Well out of his crease. Taylor's a very impressive first over, 4 from it. 69 for 3. That's an interesting position. Taylor just easing that one away down towards third man for 1. He'll be pretty keen to get his bat back. I think there was some running repairs done on the sidelines to his first choice broom.
Yeah, he was, and we just got a quick glimpse on the bench there of Lasith Embaldenia, who I think is going to be a star for Sri Lanka, particularly in red ball cricket. A really good left arm spinner, gives the ball a really good rip.
Top edge should be taken, comfortably taken. Pereira in the game again, can't keep him out, this big fella.
Suranga Lakmal, the catcher, settled beautifully underneath it at fine leg. And Kandy Tuskers in trouble. They've lost their 4th wicket. Another look, the short delivery, the top edge wasn't in control at all. And Lakmal absolutely safe on the boundary. So this is a great turnaround for the Jaffna Stallions. Mendy's out for 9, it's 70 for 4.
And I think it's time for the players to have a bit of a discussion about proceedings. Strategic timeout as well. End of the timeout. Taylor's got his original bat back now. And just as well, because he's going to need to do some serious batting yet again. He was the man of the match yesterday, controlled the innings perfectly.
See, just looking at this tournament panning out, just discussing off air, it's very, very early days. We talk about the wicket first. This is coming to Mendes. A miscue down the throat of Suranga Lakmal at fine leg. But the point I want to make is it's already showing where certain players are in their careers and in terms of where they stand. Being exposed here up against some tough competition and on different types of surfaces. And this is why I feel that the LPL will, if it can be continued with, LPL will certainly serve Sri Lanka cricket very well. I believe it is to be continued with, because the current rights holder has signed up a 5-year term, so we're all hoping that it will kick on and it will be a permanent feature.
Look, this can only be really positive for Sri Lankan cricket. Give so many guys an opportunity to play against a higher standard. It's nice and compact as well, which I think is important. He's not happy with his bat. Brendan Taylor is fidgeting around with it the whole time. High standard for a 3-week period, 4-week period maybe. Extra team added later is going to extend it. So 9 overs gone now, 5 from it, 74 for 4. Ratner has just arrived at the crease. It's nice and fine. The other thing, of course, Rashan, is that as the LPL continues, you're going to get other overseas players coming in, which is going to help the younger players as well, provide another angle, extra incentive and extra advice. That helps the competitions like this grow. That's a solid shot. That is superbly played, 6 runs.
He hits that so well. Brendan Taylor sweeps incredibly well. And just to continue that point, I think what it does for the Sri Lankan players is it gives them extra responsibility. They're learning how to play under pressure. They're playing in front of live TV audiences. It takes their cricket to another level, and the cream will rise to the top. We'll see who the best players are that can play international cricket from seeing them play and develop in this competition.
And what an opportunity for the young guys to shine. To reverse sweep, they've got that covered.
And also, Mickey, as we watch the bowlers, you could see that as soon as they're under pressure, how they struggle. It is an indication that they're not seasoned. Sometimes they just don't stick to the plan. And under pressure, they would try to do different things.
Misfield.
And as a result of it, they've paid a heavy price. So these are the areas that they would want to improve. We've always emphasized on the fact, stick to a plan and just execute that. And during that time, if the batsmen get the better of you, that's fine. But just don't panic.
Yeah, it is. And they're learning how to do that under pressure here. You know, in front of a wide TV audience. And there's overseas players guiding them along the way.
No! So, oh, that is beautifully bowled. It really is. And it's superbly bowled.
That is amazingly bowled from Wanindu Hasaranga.
I'm not surprised they're going upstairs. Given not out, going upstairs to the TV umpire to have another look. I wonder, did it hit him outside the line of off stump?
I'm thinking the only other thing was there's a slight inside edge on this.
This reminds me of the dismissal of Samit Patel yesterday. Completely baffled by the googly. Can't see any bat. The only thing that could save him could be the line, the impact outside the off stump. So it will be the umpire's call for sure, but he was completely done by the wrong end.
Just rocking and rolling that to make sure there was no inside edge at all. So let's just get a little bit of confirmation there with Ultra Edge to make sure there's not a heartbeat there as it goes past the bat. Nope, nothing. It'll be a heartbeat there as it hits the back thigh, as you can see with the picture on the right hand half of the screen. So nothing as it goes past the bat, but a heartbeat as it hits the thigh.
I can tell you that Brendan Taylor could have missed a few heartbeats with that review.
Stallion players, by the way, have had an opportunity to have a look at the big screen as well, watching these replays, and they're already back in their positions as they have seen that it is outside the line of the off stump. That's where the impact is.
Well, the review is lost. Had it been an umpire's call, the review would have been retained, which is good.
Skipper was keen.
Yeah, it was worth the go there because he's the big wicket, Brendan Taylor.
Where's my spotter? Where's my spotter with the coaching staff? Ten overs gone, halfway mark, 84 for 4.
White Worm ahead of the yellow in terms of runs. Quite good for the Kandy Tuskers. 1 or 2 required from 60 deliveries. A lot will depend on Brendan Taylor and how he goes. Wonderful boundary. Just using the pace. Just evading the wicketkeeper, and it's a My 11 circle champion shot. Just enough bat on this one. He kept his eyes on the ball. Let's go on to Russell Arnold.
Tilina Kandambi, the coach of the Jaffna Stallions, he jumped up as well, trying to urge Tom Moores up. State of the game, Tilina.
Yeah, I think the start was not that great because the approach was a bit negative, but brilliant recovery from our middle order.
Right now, how do you see your bowlers go about it? Can you defend this?
I hope so, because it's a 50-50 situation, but 1 or 2 wickets, we can come right back to the game.
How has your experience been with these overseas players? This is also a new experience for you and a good one.
Of course, yes. It was a great opportunity